Hey fellas, how's it going? My name is Robert and I kind of like Warhammer. Today I'm going to be painting up a ballistic dreadnought. It is going to become a belligerent engine, which if you have a keen eye you would have noticed is what my channel's name is inspired by. I'm very clever, you can tell me so in the comments. I first primed the model with white Scar, though that was done off screen. The first paint I will be putting on is Bad Moon Yellow. And with that, I began painting. Before long, I had more or less everything that I wanted yellow. The next color I used was ball red, which is one of my favorite colors to work with. Now, you may be beginning to notice that the colors I'm using are obnoxiously bright. That is intentional, believe it or not. Originating in the depths of early Warhammer boards like 1d6 Chan and Daka Daka, the Angry Marines are a over-the-top and greatly exaggerated homebrew chapter, debatably being one of the most well-known homebrews ever. They're actually said to be our missing 11th Legion, only missing because Rowboat Girly Man fucked up while writing the Codex. Since it's most significant now, I'll explain why the Belligerent engines are called just that instead of sticking to the traditional Dreadnought name, or I'll just read off what the wiki says because it explains them better than I could. First, consider the sheer amount of seething rage and fury that is typically exhibited in an Angry Marine. Now knock off his kneecaps, and maybe some internal organs for good measure, and observe as his anger levels escalate. Continue this process until he's on the very verge of death, with his state of mind resembling that of an exploding volcano. Now finally bind him to a cold metallic shell of a dreadnought, thus rendering him more machine than man and erasing what little joy he ever derived from life. Now behold, having been fused to a weaponized, armored sarcophagus, and with his mental condition now having reached the point of wrath of God, the end result is a biomechanical war machine that could only properly be noted as a belligerent engine. I'm going to choose not to say anything about any other units other than the belligerent engines this episode, as I plan on making more videos building up this army. I'll talk about the specific units as I make those videos, so you can subscribe to learn more, or you can just go to the wiki. You can begin to see that when I paint, I go from one thing to another, just sort of going wherever feels right. I jump in between using my red and yellow, getting any bits that I thought I missed or wasn't happy with. Before long, I began working on some of the iconic inscriptions that angry Marines tend to have on their armor. This one is going to say ass-kicking ETA now. I thought this was clever when I was painting this, and I still do. Yes, I'm aware of how bad it looks. I came back later and redid it. After that, I began to freehand their chapter symbol. While fixing the double chin I accidentally gave to the face, I went ahead and covered up the ass kicking I wrote earlier so I could redo it. Before long, they were both covered, and I figured I'd take a break from the yellows and reds and begin working on metallics, specifically lead belcher. I put more metallics on my dreads than I do see most others. I normally only paint the armored bits with proper colors and then leave the bits that I think would be left as metals. I'm not going to make you all sit through any more than maybe 30 seconds of the metallic, since as it is now, it is relatively boring to look at. It is also the worst part about painting these models. With me now finishing metallic maxing, I move on to the red again, picking out the trim of the feet and as well as the knees. After getting that done, I began working on the blacks with Abaddon Black. After finishing with the black, I took another stab at the inscriptions, making them look significantly better this time. And with that, all there's left to do is a few small touch-ups and the washes, and I would say we're done. Thank you for watching through to the end. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more, please subscribe and like the video. I'm going to do my best to maintain an upload schedule of one video every week or two, though I wouldn't hold my breath. Our socials can also be found in the description of the video if you're interested in something like that. Anyways, that's all. See ya.